Hello and welcome to RGS Completing Governance Forms. In this tutorial I'll be guiding you through how to complete, sign and authorise a Site-Specific Assessment or SSA form and an Access Request or AR form from both the researcher and hospital administrator or HA perspective. Once added to the Site Authorisation Active section, governance application forms can be completed by any project member associated with the site. However, only the Principal Investigator, PI and PI Delegate can invite the HAs to sign the governance forms. Additionally, only the PI can sign and authorise them, which is a combined action. Therefore, a PI must be assigned to every site, even if you require an access request form to access participants or data. This grid will display the status of the form and who has updated it last. For example, pending, hasn't started, in progress, when awaiting completion, in use, when it is checked out to a project member for editing, completed when it is complete and waiting all signatures, and signed and authorised when signed and authorised by the PI. Be mindful that you cannot add or edit a governance form if any section of project details is not authorised. This is an example of an access request form. Click on the hyperlink name to open it. Governance forms use similar functionality to edit, save and print them as ethics forms. Refer to the Completing Ethics Forms video. They contain the project header and access to the project tabs which can be opened in a new window for reference. They contain indexes for navigation which change colour from grey to black to green when complete. Similarly, the forms use skip logic for questions and contain pre-populated information from project details. Any changes must be updated in project details. Forms must always be completed in edit. This question populates the start and finish dates for the whole project. Amend is required to reflect the start and finish dates for the site. Any investigators that are associated with the site that have completed a conflict of interest will be displayed here. If a data field is not listed, ensure they are updated in project details and then refresh the list. Click the cross to remove any that do not apply. Once the form is complete, the project member can mark it complete. Once marked complete, the access request is shown as one long page. The PI or the PI delegate can now invite the appropriate HA to sign their declaration of support. In this screen, enter their name, position and site. Then add them to the form. You may need to add several HAs if your form requires access to a site plus a data collection. Check with the Research Governance Office associated with the site, department or data custodian to ascertain who should sign the form. Ensure they are aware that you will be contacting them and they are aware of the project's confidentiality requirements. If the HA is not an RGS user, they will have to sign up to RGS as an HA before they can be invited to sign the form. Contact RGS support if you cannot find a person's name. Then invite them to sign. The next section of the video is from the HA's perspective when they are invited to sign a governance form. The HA will receive an email from the person who invited them with a link to the task. When they click on the task, it will take them to the form. They can scroll down the form to read the details and then click the sign in the declaration section. Once the form is signed, their name and date will be populated and an email will be sent to the PI and the PI delegate. They should now close the form. Their task is now complete. The task will disappear. This last part of the video is again from the PI perspective. Once the PI has received the emails that all required HAs have signed the access request form, they can log in and follow the link in the email to the Applications tab. Under the site name, click on the form hyperlink to open it. Scroll to the bottom of the form and click Sign and Authorise. If you wish to make changes, the PI and the PI delegate can unauthorise the form either in the form or externally in the Applications grid. Then unlock the form, though be aware this will remove all signatures. To make changes, click Edit. Once signed and authorised, it is ready for submission to the RG office. This is an example of an SSA. The SSA is longer than the access request with 18 sections, as it contains specific questions to mitigate the risk to the participants and institution at the site where the project will be conducted. However, most of the SSA is pre-populated from project details. It is completed in the same way as the access request form. These are the start and finish dates for the project. They should be updated for the site if different. Click Next to progress through each section. Any completed conflict of interest forms will be displayed here. All project funders are populated from project details, so remove any funders that are not related to this site. If you have removed a funder in error, click Refresh. Or if you have added a funder to project details recently and it is not showing. This will refresh the list. Only the funders related to the site budget should be displayed here. If you have not set up a cost centre yet, provide a comment indicating this. Mark the form complete when you have completed all questions. The form status will be displayed as completed pending signatures. Hospital administrators should be invited in the same way as previously demonstrated in the access request form. For the SSA form, this is usually the business manager or finance officer and the divisional or service director who is responsible for the research department. Contact the RG office or department if you are unsure who these people are and ensure they are aware you will be inviting them and they are aware of their confidentiality requirements. You should not invite any HA to sign the SSA form until the budget form is complete and authorised, as the business manager will want to review it prior to signing the form. Invite the business manager before the divisional director. When the business manager enters the form to sign the declaration, as previously demonstrated, they can review the budget form by clicking on this link. This will launch the form in a new window. Once all HA signatures have been obtained, the PI can sign and authorise the form. Once both the SSA and budget form are authorised, they are ready to be submitted to the RG office. If you wish to unauthorise a governance form in the grid, select it and click Unauthorise. No signatures will be removed until the form is opened and unlocked for editing. It can be reauthorised in the same way as long as the signatures have not been removed. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you have found it informative.